Hey guys, welcome to the Great White North known as Canada. And my name is Luther.
Hi, my name is Willis, and we're going to be talking about how industrialization impacts Canadian biodiversities and ecosystems. Hi, this is our presentation, how industrialization impacts Canadian biodiversity and ecosystem. Okay, let's start with today's world. In today's world, there's been an increase in water and air pollution due to urbanization. Other factors are increase in high standards of living in Canada. Environment is one of the factors. As you can see that there is a beautiful landscape, there's beautiful landscapes in Canada. But due to urbanization and industrialization growth, there's been a severely damaged environment, such as the picture on the right. Okay, first of all, what is industrialization? What is the process in which a society or country or world that transfers from itself from a primary agriculture society into one based on the manufacturing of goods and services. Okay, Luther, what's the problem?
The problems are that humans are causing global warming through coal mining, farm production, manufacturing production, power plants, highway construction and maintenance eroding, and soil and toxic chemicals. How is industrialization affecting biodiversity? Well, industrialization has also caused environmental pressure for thousands of species and their habitats. Foxes, gray jays, black bears, and polar bears are affected by the increased industrial activity, primarily by oil and gas development in North America.
Thank you, Katie, for that weather report. Seems like we're going to be having...
Breaking news. Scientists have just reported that there's increasing threats to biodiversities and ecosystems in the Arctic. This does not sound too good. This has been an ongoing study and now the threats are increasing.
The ice at the top of the world reflects much of the sun's heat back into space and keeps our whole planet warm, stabilizing weather systems and that we depend to grow our food.
But did you also know that sea ice cover has been melting dramatically since 1978? This loss of sea ice can really threaten our species.
Yeah, like the Canadian polar bear. The Canadian polar bear is actually quite dependent on the Arctic sea ice that they use for survival.
Wow, this doesn't sound too good for the polar bears.
But that's not the only species that's being threatened.
Oh yes, the Arctic fox. Did you know that a lot of illegal poaching is going on in the Arctic because they're killing the Arctic foxes for their high quality pelt and their fur?
Well, I guess that means I gotta return my fur coat.
Let's just hope it's full. But really, the Arctic is a fragile ecosystem that we can't afford to lose.
So what ways could we do to help?
Well, we can get together with our community and create a rule-based environment about how to manage Arctic resources. Companies, for example, like WWF Global are working with partners across the Arctic to produce results for the near future to preserve the Arctic biodiversity and sustain the use of natural renewable resources. They're also ensuring to make sure fragile ecosystems are supported and protected. And the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change came up with an international agreement called Kyoto Protocol. Kyoto Protocol is a long-term solution that will help with enough country participants to reduce global warming.
What could we do?
Well, we could get together in our communities and create a rule-based environment about how to manage Arctic resources. Companies, for example, like WWF Global are getting together with partners across the Arctic to produce results for the near future to preserve Arctic biodiversity and sustain the use of renewable resources. They're also making sure to ensure that fragile ecosystems are supported and protected. The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change came up with an international agreement called Kyoto Protocol. Kyoto Protocol is a long-term solution, but they don't have enough participants to help reduce as much global warming as they can. Well, hopefully what we can do now is get together in our communities and get our government involved, and let's try and all be able to get our country involved in the Kyoto Protocol. Let's do this, guys. All we have to do is reduce global warming and we can make a change.